Hello again, impenetrable fencers. I wanted to share with you what we chose to do on this mission here, mission 99 online on Inferno. This mission is pretty rough. There is a lot of enemies, a lot of waves, and you have a bunch of Barga helps, but the problem is you have to keep them alive. So what I'm choosing to take is, since I had such a good experience with the shield and the item that keeps you from getting knocked back and gives you 800% shield, I chose to try and use it on this mission, and it actually worked very, very well because of our low health. So he has high altitude missiles, and he has a dash hop setup, which is a Stampede and the Spine Driver. And I have the Spine Driver and the Great Shield, and I have, I believe it's the Jackhammer and the Great Shield, and then I have the item that gives me 800% shield health, and it gives me, and also the one above at level 78, which gives you no knockback, and also, what else does it do? No knockback is the main thing. So, but anyway, so right at the start here, I'm going to try and kill as much of these cosmonauts and colonists at the beginning to help out the Bargas, because we really want to keep the Bargas alive. It's very, very important. So after I do as much damage as I can, I'll see the next wave come out. So I'll reload my shield when I see the next wave come out, and there's a bunch of spiders. Now, what his job is with the missiles is to try and kill the spiders and the ants at all possible, because these things absolutely destroy the Bargas, and we need to keep the bobbies alive, as they say. So, as you can see, even with spiders, this Great Shield works really good with the reduced knockback. It's really, really crazy just how useful this shield setup is, and I'm thinking I'm going to try and work out some more ideas for how to use this setup on other missions. But it works really well, even on ants and spiders. So I you know, once I finish my spiders there, I reload my shield and move on and help out for the next wave. And he did, like I said, he missiled as many of the spiders as possible with the high altitude missiles. And now the next wave is going to be a bunch of Guinnesses and shield screens and ants in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush ahead, like I said, reload my shields. Actually, I don't have the Jackhammer. I have the Blast Twin Spear. And the reason I took that was because of mobility. It helps me move faster when I need to. Unfortunately, it's not as easy to use because I only have one dash, but it is not bad. So now I'm going to try and take this pack of ants away to the left, and I'm going to try and kill as many as I can. And then I'm going to try and distract also these cosmonauts. And the thing with the Great Shield is, as long as you're dashing and moving to the side, it's really not too bad as far as getting the health. Now, I almost die here because I didn't notice this cosmonaut behind me, and so it's a good thing that I was able to actually survive. But yeah, but I was trying to. It's very important, of course, to keep your eye on the cosmonauts. But now my next job is to try and kill this shield screen, which is extremely annoying because, like I said, I only have one dash since I don't have any items to help me with the dash. And it's very difficult to actually kill these. Now the next phase is going to come in once you kill a few enemies is a bunch of wasps. So I'm going to try and use my my twin spears to get to some health fast, and then I'm going to go back to my shield. Now what I'm going to do is for this is I'm going to try and watch my mini-map here and just try and stay behind the wasps, stay behind the enemies on the screen at all times. So, and he's going to try and high altitude missile these wasps. I do wind up dying because one hits me from behind, but he is able to recover. Like I said, the biggest threat to the Bargas is the wasps, the ants, and the spiders. They just absolutely destroy the Bargas, and it's very important that we keep them alive because they are a huge distraction. And of course, unfortunately, the Bargas don't understand the idea of tilting your hips downward so that your fists touch the ground and therefore hit the enemies below at your feet. They love to just punch the air, so because I think they were born to fight the Guinnesses, but unfortunately that doesn't help with ants. So once again, he was able to revive me, recovered here well. So now we have we have no Barga help anymore. They did wind up dying, but we are able to just distract these enemies, and he's going to try and heal up, and I'm going to try and kill the shield screen. I'm still trying to kill the shield screen, and it is very tough. You can switch shields. You can switch your shields to the next shield for another weapon, but the problem with that is you have 1 second of delay before you can hold your other shield up. So I have to make sure I'm very careful when I swap shields to my other one, because of course I do need the extra health on my shield. So now the next The next phase is going to be a bunch of frogs. So that can be very tricky as well. So once again, he's going to try and high altitude missile them, and I'm just going to, pretty much my whole job is to just be the tank up front and distract. Of course, I am able to do damage as well with the Blasto Spear, but my main job is to distract and have him be fighting from far away with the missiles. So, and then of course trying to find the perfect time to reload my shield, because that is very important. Trying to always have at least one full shield up, and then preferably, because I will later on have an issue with my shield going pretty low, so it's kind of tough at this point since there's no NPCs to actually help distract. So it is tough, but here comes the frogs, so now it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to try and make sure we stay. What I do is I switch to my other shield now, and I'm trying to get away from these enemies. And then of course during the frog phase also then the what is it called, the Archelaus, or I forgot the name, orchestras, I don't know what they're called. But anyway, the peekaboos as the professionals call them. Now they come in now too. Now one good thing that's going to happen though is they're going to drop us Bargas, one for each person in the map. So they're going to drop 2 of them for us, and they have over 1 million health. And the toughest part here is after we kill most of these frogs, because those aren't too bad, is there's going to be drop ships dropping a bunch of aliens with lasers, and the laser cosmonauts are the worst enemy in the game in my opinion. They are so tough, they have such amazing range on Inferno, they do not miss, and they can just stun lock you to death. It's so bad. Even with the great shield, they really tear your shield up, so we have to get into those Bargas. So what he's going to do is, we do actually have some NPC help here now, so that's good. So he's going to use this opportunity to revive me, and then we're going to get to the Bargas now that they dropped, so that we can actually focus on the aliens. So our main priority is, of course, to kill the cosmonauts first. The peekaboo guys are not as big of a threat. They will knock down your Barga though, that is one negative, but we do have some, like I said, distraction right now, so we need to take advantage of this time and just kill the cosmonauts. So I'm going to try and work my way over to the cosmonauts. There's so many of them that they drop. It's very, very, very difficult. As you can see, I'm getting knocked down by these Orgenesis, but okay, here we go. See, now I'm going to try and focus on these, because they're clustered together pretty well, which at least they drop in like two clusters. So I'm able to take advantage of this time and kill them, to kill some of these laser guys, because once they're dead, we can actually get out of the Bargas and actually survive. He can survive with his mobility, and then I can survive, of course, with my shield. But I'm trying. This is funny. There's like 15 or 20 of these guys surrounding me, and I decided to try and do that spinning attack where you left click and then you use, I think it's left trigger, and I hit absolutely nothing. It's like, how in the world? I think just punching left and right is the best way, honestly, in the Bargas, because there's been so many times where the uppercut isn't terrible, but there's been so many times where you just do a super move, you miss, or you hit one enemy, and then you have like a 3-second delay before you can start punching again. So I really think, just like the previous game, just punching left and right is usually the best way to go. So now there's one more laser guy. I really want to get him out before this Barga's about to blow up. As you can see, the Orgenesis aren't too bad, or the peekaboo guys aren't too bad on damage as far as Barga. It's these cosmonauts that are the issue. So he's actually, his Barga's about to die. He makes the mistake of actually staying in it a little bit too long, because the Orgenesis actually kills the Barga and then kills him in the same attack. So, but as you can see, there's only of these peekaboo guys left. So this is perfect. So as you can see, I have a shield, still have a great shield, 100,000 health. But the problem is there is what, 6 or looks like something around 6 of these guys. So this is where the great shield really shines. As you can see, I will be able to actually stay kiting these enemies, these peekaboo guys, for a long time with this great shield. They hardly do any damage to me with this shield, and I'm able to, as long as I keep dashing and attacking, making sure I keep an eye on the map and have them in front of me always, I'm fine. And the thing is, even if they get to the side of you, with the extra increase in angle of the shield because of that 800% item, it also gives you more of a wider radius in front of you of coverage of your shield, it's really tough to get hit with the shield. So I'm very happy with this setup. It's just, like I said, the problem is mobility, so the really only alternative to actually try and increase your mobility with one dash and just the shield would probably be, like I said, the twin spears, which I have, to help you move forward, or you could also probably take the vibro roller hammer, but or also the axe, which I'm thinking I might like the axe better for mobility, because it does pull you forward. On the third, like, you charge this 3 times. It charges the blue, green, or blue, yellow, and then red charge. So if you charge it all the way to the top, the red charge, it actually pulls you forward, almost like the vibro hammer or vibro roller. But if you charge it the second time, it has like a 300-meter range. It does 2,000 damage and it shoots through enemies. So I'm thinking that maybe the axe would be really good with the shield setup. So I'm going to be testing more of that in some future missions. But now I'm just trying to keep my blood pressure low here, and not get excited here, and try and survive, keep it in front of me, and just try and work my way over to health, so that I can go ahead and heal. And so he's right now I actually got him up, and he's actually fighting the last cosmonaut, because there's still one left. And then after that, he's going to start taking one of these away from me, and then start killing one at a time while I'm just, distracting them the whole time. So as you can see, my shield is still at 58,000. I started at 100,000, so pretty crazy. Yeah, this is definitely a good tactic to fight these peekaboo guys. And of course, as you can see, I am doing damage. I think as far as the Blastoise Spear, I think they made the perfect change to the Blastoise Spear. It feels like it's just the right range to where it's still usable. It's like 124 meters is still usable, but it's short enough to where you feel like it's difficult to choose between the Spine Driver, which is 204 meters or something like that, and then the Blastoise Spear. So when it's a tough choice, they made a good balance change. And of course, the Blastoise I like because on this particular mission, because it shoots through multiple enemies, as the ants were charging at me. And of course, I have all these cosmonauts and then all these peekaboo guys charging at me, so I can hit multiple enemies. So I actually damaged these guys quite a bit as I was kiting around. So he just had to quickly finish him off. But yeah, this is a pretty rough mission. But I think using this shield really helped out, and I think it was a good tactic. We tried a lot of different tactics, different classes on this mission, and definitely was challenging. But I mean, obviously you could use a Tri-Lance, but I don't know. I just still feel like that's too cheap. I don't care for it. But I'm really happy with this for Fencer. So worked out pretty well. Now it's just a matter of finishing him up, collecting items, and we're all good. I think when he does that charge, that rolling attack at me, I think it only does something like 1,000 or 2,000 damage, which is crazy because, from my understanding, the shield blocks 90% of the damage, incoming damage. So that means it does, what, 20,000 or so damage to his attack if I didn't have my shield up. And right there, that slam I think did 3,000, so I think that would mean it would equal to something around 30,000. So that's pretty crazy, a lot of damage. But as you can see, the Blast Twin Spear is actually faster this time around, and it doesn't pull you far forward as the previous game. But it is still very good. I think it's easier to use because it doesn't pull you as far forward, but it's very fast. And as you can see, it's good for movement if you need to move with the shield. So pretty cool. But I definitely needed 2 shields. I tried using the dash hop setup and then the shield as the second setup, but yeah, it didn't work. I needed 2 shields during that whole time because it's so rare you can actually reload your shield during that. So anyway, I just thought that was fun, something to show you guys our strategy we did, and we're going to, I'm going to keep showing strategies that we come up with, and just, I also wanted to test out this shield and show just how good this shield is, so I'm excited about trying this. You see, this shield doesn't feel like it's broken because there is limits to it. You're very immobile and you have to reload it, so I feel like it's not as broken as a Tri-Lance. The Tri-Lance is just broken. But anyway, once again, thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the next video.